Hello, my name is Ezekiel Oboro. I am an orthopedic surgeon at Nairobi Spine and Orthopedic Center, and I also teach at the University of Nairobi. And today we're demonstrating various casts that we use in the upper limb. And thank you very much, Evans, who has agreed for us to use his hand to demonstrate. And we have our expert here, who is called Zachariah Kimengich. And he is going to show us how to put a thumb spica cast. Now, what are the indications of a thumb spica cast? So there are various injuries that we may get in the thumb, starting from a fracture of the proximal phalanx, and that may be useful. You could get an injury of the ulnar collateral ligament, a gamekeeper's thumb. Some of these are managed operatively. Some of them are not managed operatively. You could get a fracture of the base of the metacarpal of the thumb, also known as a Bennett's fracture. You could also get a pseudo-Bennett's fracture, which is just a fracture above the base that is extrarticular. And the other fractures like Rolando fractures, which is in that region. So those are some of the things that we use thumb spica cast for. And I'll let Zach continue.
So thumb spica cast is really commonly, and positioning is very important when you want to apply this kind of thumb spica. Of course, pain management before you do any procedure. It's always good for the patient to be able to be given pain management so that you can actually be able to manage this fracture. So the patient should be seated, then next to the table. You can see our table there. Ensure you position nicely. If it is a dislocation, you've reduced. If it is a fracture, you've also reduced. And then my assistant should also be able to give the traction. Yeah, just to maintain that traction. And when you want to apply a thumb spica cast, you require the orthopedic soft band. You also require your plaster of Paris bandage of 4-inch or 2-inch. That's why it's good to have these various sizes. So you get first what is needed or what is normally done. We want to make sure that when you want to apply thumb spica, you can just get a small slab. I like making a here first. You just measure these like a slab coming all the way there. Then you use your cutting scissor, very important. Then get this piece, let it pass through the radial bone. Then you have your soft band. Ensure you're able now to secure. You apply, remembering 50% overlap. Positioning is very important. Your patient is relaxed. Then you apply, go all the way, come this way, the back, then up to the distal part. Then don't really put a lot of padding, then ensure the wrist. Always remember the prominent areas. It's very important. So when you're applying a thumb spica, it's like if you are holding a cup. Just hold your cup, like you want to take a cup. You want to take maybe you're holding a glass
of
yes,
glass of wine.
Yeah.
To understand that.
Yes.
Or a glass of juice.
Yes, exactly.
For the teetotalers.
Yeah. So your cast should always be in that position. Yeah. So from there, so ensure the positioning is very important when you're applying. Then you have your plaster bandage. You dip it. Ensure these edges are very important. Always make sure these edges are there. Then give it to, you can see pumples, 4, 5. Then just squeeze it, don't remove really a lot. Then it's always good to start where the fracture is. Start from fracture side. Don't really, for the first roll of POP, don't put it too tight. Don't put it too loose. Pass it through. Then when you reach here, just fold it there. Do the knuckles. Remember, it's passing through the knuckles. You can come again here. Then pass it through the thumb. Like that. Then you can actually go now to proximal. Same. Don't tight, don't too loose. Then you can actually have another one. Ensure you maintain. The thumb should always be maintained. So you can see my assistant is molding it. Yeah, so you fold, ensure 2 centimeters. Now for the second cast, you make it firm, not too tight, please, it's very important. Not too tight. Then pass it through the thumb. Again. Then you can actually come through the knuckles. Then from there now. So when you are done applying your 2 rolls cast, this is very important. You can actually be able to hold like this. You see, with your thumb, be able to correct if there is any that fracture. So you're able to correct, positioning it, mold it nicely. Then you hold. You can see the way I'm molding it. Then your wrist. So molding it. Able to, you see the way it's very important to hold so that it can give that positioning of holding like you're holding a cup. Yeah, so as you mold, then from there, this is the thumb spica cast. You can actually be able to clean, wipe your patient. After wiping your patient, give your instruction how you're supposed to take care of this thumb spica. Give an arm sling. Do a check X-ray. It's very important. In every procedure, it's always good to just ensure you confirm whether you have achieved your bone alignment. And then after giving instructions, the patient can now be able to be followed up in the clinic until this thumb spica is removed. So that is the thumb spica cast application.
Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thanks, Evans.